Alright everybody, welcome back. It's your boy, County Check, back again, getting shot down by P-26s up in here. Once again, and for the next foreseeable while, I will be releasing these CR-32 videos. And I went all out on this one to try to make a longer and more involved video, but there were some hiccups in the production process. I'm only allowed 50 clips, which is like, I don't know, think about that. Is that 25 cuts on the PlayStation software? So I put, the 80-minute limit of video that I'm allowed to begin with to edit down, and got up to my 50 clips with 16 minutes of edited video time. And so, being super smart, I rendered the video and saved it. Then came back and finished editing the last, 70 minutes down into what it wound up 20-something minutes, almost a half an hour. But when I did that, I realized that in my process, I usually go through, split the clips, add a filter, add transitions, then add any of the zoom or focus effects. And for the first 16 minutes of this video, there will be no transitions or any other type of effects, because after rendering the video, the splits that I would use to add the transitions and to contain the effects don't exist. Oh, bro, got spun out. So sad. I won't make you watch it. But this video is intended sort of as a like a 300 subscribers special. I gain a little, lose a little every now and again, so I wanted to wait and see if I would stay over 300 before I released a thank you for 300 subscribers special. And I was about to cut this part out because I realized I had left it in, and so I made a cut at the beginning of it. And when I went to cut at the end of it, it was like, no, your project is too full. You can't do that. We don't do that here. This is the CR-32, the Italian samurai plane. If you've got the heart of a lion and the mind of a Bushido warrior, this is the plane for you, lads. People seem to think much, in general, of the Italian tech tree that don't know about it. And imagine you get into a match and people see this plane and they're like, nah. But it's got solid guns, decent turning, and fair enough speed for the BR that you'll be at. If you can't get in this plane and achieve results, you may need more help than I do, which is saying something, because I am a dumpster fire at this game, and I was able to achieve results and kind of figure some things out flying this plane that I was having difficulty understanding in US planes. I mean, we all know, if you play the game, that if you play US props, you side climb or die, you boom and zoom or die. And yeah, see those cuts? Oh god, it hurts. Sorry guys. But in these Italian planes, if someone jumps you, you have the chance to try to outturn them and at least win. But if you follow the energy fighting boom and zoom protocol, you'll be mostly fine if you maintain a higher energy state for your escape from attacks and so on and so forth. You're going to see a brilliant demonstration of no aim in this moment. Ah, man. So, if you're new here, this is what I do. I post every War Thunder gameplay that I get, as a historical record of how the game is during this time for people on console that are noobs like me. I have a lot of saved video, but it's not like I sit and grind the game. Very rarely. I generally only do that if I get squad mates. My day is structured such, check out Homeboy. Wow. My day is structured such that, you know, I'll have a half an hour to play. Like yesterday, I was talking to a friend that had been sick, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to play the game. And, you know, I had an hour that I could do it in, and I got in there, and I got into the Chinese tech tree, because I'm in like the CW21, trying to move up to the P51D20, because, you know, my P51, and it gave me like a 3-minute lobby wait and a 4-minute lobby wait, and I was like, alright, I'm done, and just quit. You see what I'm saying? So like a lot of times that's how it happens for me. I'll play 1 match, 2 matches, and just the win-lose rate for me is so bad that it's like, I don't really feel like keeping doing this, and then I'll play ground or naval or something. The whole point of this game is for you to immerse yourself in what would be the vehicle milsim, I suppose. But for me, I like it just because it's fun. I want to have fun. Oh, there they are. Okay, everybody disappeared for a second. This was back when spotting was super weird for a minute after one of the updates. I suppose I should say that most all of my videos are, you know, these were recorded probably December of 2024, and now we're living in the madhouse whirlwind that is January 2025, or hell no, it's February now. I'm kind of behind the times, and we got a lot of happenings happening around the way here. I'll let you decide whether they're good or bad, even though I know how I feel about it. Oh man. And so yeah, that was my disclaimer for new people, and if you're returning here, well, you already know that I love you and everyone else on the planet, and that I wish you the deepest joy and happiness to be found in your life. Because why wouldn't I? Everybody worries about food, water, and shelter, but I wonder how many people go about their daily life without any love whatsoever. Either because they think it's gushy or goofy, or they want to be strong and male and not admit that men are at heart like romantic lovers. Almost all of them. It's just not something that most people find themselves able to detect. They don't see it in the way that the men behave, but the men feel it. So if you have a man in your life, you know, tell him you love him. They live their entire lives basically being unappreciated by anyone but their mothers and grandmothers, and by the people that hang on to them for support and then discredit them once they get it. Things have become crazy in this day and age, and human interpersonal relationships are basically garbage. And yes, you can thank the internet for that, in my personal opinion. Online dating apps and social media have screwed everybody up. Check it out. Here we go, lads. Charge in for the win. Yeah. That head-on was better than the one I got from your mom last night. Let's go. And you know you never see aircraft destroyed in one of my videos. Like and subscribe now. Ooh. Sorry if the commentary gets a little disjointed. Check out that forward slip. Let's go. I'm stopping recording the audio every 5 minutes in order to look at that landing. Crispy, crispy. So I know this plane has a tendency to flip, and even though I was under 4 kilometers an hour, I still tipped it. There are later gameplays that I have where I've landed this plane and got it to stop entirely, no brakes. That's amazing what you can learn with practice. Goes back to what I said earlier, how I don't play it enough. Now this Fokker coming in here, I'm just trying to act like I don't see him because I know my squad mate's right on my tail. And I'm hoping he's stupid and will take the low-hanging fruit, so I'm just going to be like, do-de-do-de-do, ground pounding, don't notice me. Wow, and I missed too. But he doesn't take the bait. And we'll have one of those epic squad moments here. Almost like a Battlefield 3 moment. My teammates got him, dead to rights, hitting shots. I'm trying to hit sniper shots from 1.4K, which sometimes I do, let's be fair. And then like happens to me. Oh. Now to be fair, I was going to pull away to the left, but he shot off my right wing. So, but how do I do that and come in first place with 1 kill and 2 assists, and my mate got 2 assists? They gave me more points for the assists or something? I'm not quite sure how that works. But I came in first and he came in second, which I thought was goofy. Forget about diabetes. If you are a loved one you know is suffering from emphysema, cough harder. One thing that is verboten and I hate to hear on the runway is people shooting their guns. Oh man, I wish I had been able to add transitions to that. It would have made it a lot less jarring. Next time I do this in the future, I'll remember to fully edit the video before I render it and then add another one to it, which I'm also interested to see how that actually comes out on the YouTube, because when I watch the game in my preview screen, it looks fantastic. It looks like you're playing the game, you know what I mean? And then I go to YouTube and I see that I'm only able to upload in standard definition, and my recording time is set for 30 minutes on the PS4. So after I get done playing, I hit record and it records the previous 30 minutes, which most matches last 15 to 20 minutes, but I didn't want to do a 15-minute recording time because play naval or ground and then forget, and if I have an epic opening or something like that, then I'll lose it. But I have saved and shared pretty much every gameplay I've got since I started with you guys, and if you've been with me on the journey, I appreciate you. And if you're as persistent in me and not giving up on someone you already shot down, 34 rounds out of my original 700. Oh God. Oh man. I'm so glad I don't... Oh, bro just literally quit. I'm so glad that, I don't share my face often enough on here, and that I'm not well known enough to be recognized, because if I got recognized in public at my skill level, it would probably be like the utmost of mortification. Oh dear Lord. Sometimes I'm not sure how to feel about how well or bad I do, and that's part of the reason I started this, was just to be like, hey guys, let me whip this out and you tell me, is it normal? Is it supposed to be crooked like this? Like, I don't... Now here we get to the part where I was actually able to begin adding transitions. So like the part that you saw previous to this was how much I was able to make in one video before I hit my clip limit. And then the second half, same thing, it's the second half. But I was a real big dummy, and when I rendered it, I rendered the entire length of it. I should have cut off the length and just rendered the first part, because I had to sit forever and wait. And that, yeah, it leads me back to how I'm curious if it's going to be like, 240p once this finally uploads, because it's been rendered to my hard drive, then re-edited, then rendered some more. And I'm just flying around here. It's not as if I know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to turn for the sake of turning itself. Why I'm turning or where I'm turning is definitely not in my mind. And now I am spun out. Oh, man. Oh, he hit me right in the propeller. Oh, come on, dog. You don't have to do me like that. I guess it never fails. When it rains, it pours. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, at least he suffered from it some too. Yeah, it's taken me a while to put out another upload. That's why I made a gronky ass short the other day. Here we go. Now you know you love the plane once you put a face on it, lads. Dun dun dun. Let's go. Wow, that was a long name. I just realized I haven't been reading them off like I usually do. I guess that's part of my shtick with the welcome back to this operation on wherever, yeah. I reserve the right to change things up. There used to be a structure to this channel that I uploaded every day at noon, so on and so forth. And hell, for the first 2 or 3 months, I would upload twice a day. But that all went by the wayside just because I couldn't keep up with it and things happened in my life. Nice. It's almost like I knew what I was doing. I felt like Stefan right there in that one moment, just casually slotting in on someone who's oblivious and just shooting them calmly. Usually that's what all of my gun engagements go like right there. And I think it's literally my positioning that I attack from is one of my main problems. In playing this plane, I was able to finally grasp looking at the enemy team's composition, which is very important, and deciding how to behave based on that composition, especially when you're not a mid-level or mid-altitude turn fighter. You have to. Oh, I was so thirsty I couldn't. Another yep, another pea shooter. Son of a gun. Oh, I said gun on YouTube. Am I allowed to say that? Never thought I'd live in a world where you could ask yourself whether you were or weren't allowed to say something, because being raised as an American, the idea of free speech is at the core of my identity. Like, I have a mouth. I should be able to say what I want to. But the way that people have been brainwashed these days, they wouldn't say they should be able to say what they want to. They would say, I should be allowed to say what I want to. The problem is, them thinking that they should be allowed, implies the necessity for permission. And necessity for permission is, no, you got it wrong. In America, we have a constitution, and that constitution defines our natural given rights and was invented and wrote up with the intention of keeping the government from screwing with its citizens. It was not meant to limit the population. It was meant to limit the government. Many people have lost sight of that, and like what's happening currently or not, you can see that everyone's flipping out because their dirty money party is kind of over. And the level of corruption being exposed, they're trying to hide it by painting it in a bad light. But if you really look at what's going on, the amount of corruption is just staggering. It's insane. Like, I'm completely burnt out on American politics at the moment, you know what I mean? Usually nobody even knows who the politicians are until, you know, right around the election times. But these last few cycles have been so intense that most people just, we just want to go to the woods or something, man. We don't even want to hear about it anymore. Just, we elect you assholes, do your job, don't steal from us, and everything should be gravy. But nope, greedy people always ruin everything. I got some hits. He was herking and jerking. Ooh, right through the tree. Somebody dropping bombs, man? Hey, I finally got one. Now, oh! now it's a county check video. You're seeing me get kills and do other stuff. You're like, who's this guy playing? Did he pull a Path of Exile and hire someone else to play his game? No, I'm actually achieving aircraft destroyeds and targets destroyeds. There you go, me censoring myself instead of saying kills again, because I don't want to get the video blacklisted. Ah, yes. The beauty of War Thunder is a magical thing. Checking out the cockpit, seeing what's in there. I can't read Meatball, so I don't know what any of these say. Look how beautiful that is. Oh yeah, every now and then you gotta just wiggle your stick and make sure it's still working. That was my male health advice for you lads today. You see? Shoot with hope. I'm sure all of you have met some person that you think is dumb as hell, but they just have that attitude, right? And sometimes, to be a hero, that's what you need. If you're smart enough to know that you can do something, but not smart enough to know what you can't do, those are the makings of heroism right there. Because if you're a completely logical person, you would never attempt many things, you know, like going up against ridiculous odds and stuff like that. You won't even try. But if you think of yourself in a good light and you're too stupid to realize that you're not capable of doing what you're going to try to do, that's how epic things happen. That's how heroism occurs. And it's amazing. Here we go. I've unlocked the plane. Let's fly it in here. So I know this is supposed to be CR-32 and all that, but we're going to try this row 44. What? What's that there? Oh my god, look. It's the plane with the dong on it. Let's go. Are you intimidated? Imagine the other planes in the shower room with this thing. Like, wow. That's an impressive float you've got there, sir. Also, something about the wings just reminds me of the Japanese flag. I see the gauges say boopity boppity, bippity boopita. Oh. It doesn't zoom in to look through the gun sight, boo-hoo. So, I get no credit for how cool that this plane is, but I'm pretty sure it has like a 10-second turn time, which is ridiculous. And that's with the big old dangler hanging down there. See me trying to bait him into turning on me. But yeah, that was my whole spiel about heroism. If I try shots like that, when I do hit one, it's epic. If I just always wait till I get into .3K, well then it'll never be an epic snipe. I'm less trying to hit them here than I am like, hey, turn around. Fight me, bro. Such a beautiful plane with the epic 3 stripes on it from Italy. Can't tell if those are like stripes or batons or something like that. It's supposed to be some kind of a trident. I know this plane has the trident on the front, which is also epic. I need to get everyone in my squad to stop being sissies and fly in with this. What happens here is hilarious. Looks like a French plane. Look at that trident, lads. Juicy. I need Chris to tell me what those 3 markings are. Are those like batons? So watch what happens to Bro. This is epic, and I get nothing for it, even though we were totally engaged. Ah, got him. He flew into the ground. Oh, I got a maneuver kill, lads. Pat me on the back in the comments. Also, if you've watched this far, I appreciate you. Consider liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing this video with all the people down at your local gym. But most importantly, I really hope that you have a good day. If you're suffering from anything, that you get over it, and that you don't ever let anything get you down. It is an absolute waste of time. Just be cheerful, man. All men eventually turn to dust. You might as well live it up while you're here. And of course, I get blooped. But like I said, I love you. Make sure to love your neighbor. Make sure to be kind and be, you know, the positive change you want to see in the world. And don't get blooped like I did. This is, oh, blame Canada. This is County Check signing off, and we'll see you on the next one.